A woman won a $1 million payout from being served chips. Can you guess why?
$1 million for eating
Yes.
for being served chips.
Yep.
I don't know, but I need to know this secret. Yeah, I don't know. Was there glass in it or something like that? Something weird.
She got awarded more than $1 million in damages after a fast food chain served her hot chips laced with a corrosive cleaning agent.
Oh, good. Yeah. Well, not just any old cleaning agent, a corrosive one. That's going to be healthy for you. Also, how did this happen?
Well, this is actually from May 2013. The actual incident happened, but it's only gone through all the courts now. So while eating the chips on her way home, she noticed that they had an odd taste, including and caused a tingling sensation.
Ooh.
She contacted the store and was told that the chips had been contaminated with a mild cleaning agent. No, nothing minor.
Just a mild cleaning agent.
Right. Then basically they sued because her and her son were among 11 other people affected by their mix-up. She began vomiting with blistering to her mouth and causing caustic burns to her upper gastrointestinal tract. She still experiences a tingle in her mouth whenever she eats anything hot, cold, or salty.
I'm sure she gets tingles
pretty
in her
much.
mouth.
Yeah. Well, that would be pretty much everything.
Yep. I feel like $1 million might not be enough for this lady.
She can now only eat bland foods and only drinks water. So yeah, maybe not.
I mean, it probably helped her on a health consciousness basis. She knows water's the best thing for her. You know, it's a good drink. Doesn't have any sugar and stuff, so it's good. But yeah, I feel like somebody must have done this on purpose. Like maybe it was like a pissed off employee was like, "Fuck it, I'll put this cleaner in the chips," and they were like, "Oh, I didn't think it would make people sick and cost the company millions of dollars." But there you go. Good job, fast food worker.
Yeah. Well, it's a chain that only operates in Western Australia with 60 outlets there. They do have 2 in New South Wales, but yeah, I guess that'll affect their expansion efforts.
So when I come to Australia, I have to make sure my chips are not doused with cleaner. Just give them a good sniff first. Be like, you put salt on this, right? Not.
Yeah, is that salt? Don't worry, we only jizz in our chips. It's okay.
Good. That's all right. That's good. Glad to hear it. Oh no.
Well, another girl has found her interesting way to make money. She makes $2,000 in side income a month by selling what?
I mean, if this is an underwear story, I'm going to be disappointed.
Underwear.
She should make more. It's not underwear?
No.
Is it her saliva?
Nope.
No? Let's see, what else do we buy?
Check your credit history.
Yeah. Her hair. Selling her hair. Both kinds. To people and perverts on the internet.
No. She makes $2,000 a month by selling her sweat from her armpits.
I could do that. I have sweat in my armpits. I could sell it. I could pretend it's from a lady. It's all good. Nice. So that's how you do it. Where do you even go to sell armpit sweat?
Online, obviously.
I need, but like you can't sell it on Amazon. There's got to be you got to find that fetish website.
Well, she first heard of it from a friend, which has got to be a very weird
It's some dude who wanted to buy armpits.
So you have sweaty armpits. I have $2,000.
$2,000 a month. I mean, that's pretty decent. You know, that's gonna pay some bills right there. And all you got to do is get a bit sweaty. Which is, I mean, there's lots of ways to do that, but
she gets repeat orders from customers too.
The question is why? Why? What did he do with it? Like other things, like I know what people do with panties when they buy them, and you know, that's their own business. In some people.
Well, some people just leave them out on the street in random places, and
yeah, just leave them as gifts for strangers. But
that would be an interesting Mr. Beast channel. I'm a charity worker who I'm going to leave 100 random used panties for people to find around the city.
That's, people will go on a treasure hunt for anything.
Actually, so. Not quite that. In fact, quite different to that, but also sort of like that. Last week I was walking and I walked past bus stops. And after about 2 or 3, I noticed that every single one of them had a book sitting on the bus stop. And they were all placed in a weird angle in the same spot. And then I kept walking and they'd been someone had just dropped their book off at different bus stops for whatever reason.
Like, so it was the same book? Yeah,
the same book.
Oh.
In the same oddly positioned spot in each bus stop.
Interesting.
The book was called Step Beyond: How to Find Happiness.
Ah, okay. In a book, obviously.
So maybe we can do the same thing, but this time
panties.
We've used panties.
I mean, it's a valuable commodity. I think we should make some money on it. So somehow, but yeah, for sure, I think we could do something. I'm just fascinated now that people can sell armpit sweat, and what else? I mean, dude.
Ooh, I just found out that book is Seventh-day Adventists.
Oh, there we go. There's always a catch.
Launching on the 21st of May 2022, you and your church are invited to be part of a massive book sharing movement across our conference.
There you go. That's alarming, but okay.
How do I go about sharing this with someone? Step 1, order 2 copies of the book. Step 2, read 1 copy, then give 1 away to a friend or family member who might benefit, or form a book club with friends and family.
Yeah, because that's what your friends and family want. Like, come to your book club. What book are we reading? This religious book I got from a church. Yeah, that's what people want.
They even have marketing resources.
No way.
As much as I'm scared to open it, I've opened it. Yeah, you can pick up your books at their conference, which is also from last year. So someone has been sitting on these books since last year and decided to just dump it there. I want to know who left it. Who bought 30 books and just decided, well, I'm just going to dump them on park benches?
Someone really committed to the whole religion. How much?
Well, what I love is the person who wrote the book and then is selling it and saying, buy one and just leave it. Give it to friends. Yeah.
It's a great marketing idea.
Okay, it has been affordably priced at 80 cents for everyone to be able to engage in this missional effort.
Okay.
Well, maybe we should buy 500 books and see where we can leave them.
We should buy 500 books and have a public book burning extravaganza with like blackjack and hookers and book burning. Be like, how do you like it now? This is our book club.
It would be a fun video to actually go to like the street women of the evening and hand out the book.
Yeah, that would be fun. Be like, hey, got your free book. What you got for me in return? Yeah, good times.
Well, speaking of being inappropriate, a girl's boyfriend's dad keeps telling her, I want to see you in a swimsuit and I want to spank you.
Okay. All right. When's the inappropriate part coming?
She hasn't said yes.
I mean, that is quite inappropriate. You'd have to have a word and be like, you can't say that. You can't say that. That's just inappropriate on all levels. It's even worse that this kid is like 13 years old. So,
no, it does mention their age. It's 24 and 25.
Okay. All right. Well, still.
Now, what do you think the guy's reaction was?
Considering it's a story, I'm thinking it was like, yeah, totally cool. Go for it.
He did actually. In fact, he said, it's a compliment. Just accept it. One day you won't get them. And
wow.
He even said, I want you guys to get family pictures, but beach themed, so I can see you in a swimsuit.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty inappropriate right there. I feel like I would have issues if that was said in my situation. But yeah.
She did also speak to the mother, who said, I'm sorry, that's just how he is.
That's not it's not an excuse for being wildly inappropriate. Yeah. And what about the spanking that came in?
Well, so it says, but today a big line was crossed. I can't remember what we were discussing, but I disagreed with what his dad had said, and he said, without hesitation, I should put you over my knee and spank you.
And this woman's like 24, 25. That's you can't say that. You can't say that, even if it's your son's girlfriend.
Well, the boyfriend said it was a joke. I don't understand why you can't take a joke.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be the ex-boyfriend very soon. Like, dude has got no balls. So, yeah, I mean, you got to stamp that out, you know. Otherwise, what's going to happen is your dad's going to start fucking your girlfriend on the side, and nothing you can do about it. You got to tell him, no, you can't spank anybody. So, anyway, super weird, and reasons to live far away from family. Yeah.
A company has banned staff from bringing their own lunch to work. Do you want to guess why?
I'm going to guess it's because one of those assholes who brings like egg salad or something and stinks up the place or puts fish in the microwave at work. One of those.
Well, you basically got it perfectly.
Yeah.
But the reasoning is because it costs on aircon filtering the smells and hiring the cleaner.
I mean, it's probably just because they hate fucking Mary from marketing's fucking egg salad sandwich all the time. It's like super disgraceful. Yeah, but yeah, I've worked. It's always the person who's the biggest asshole in the office. It's like, hey, I got the smelly food again, and everyone hates them. And then there's just extra hates them because of their smelly food. So, yeah.
I say that all staff should be banned from eating, and then problem solved.
Yeah, you know, it's unnecessary on company time. Get your eating done away from the office.
Now we have a local story that's not too far from me. A swimming pool has called for better supervision from parents for what?
Kind of scared as to what this could be. So, I don't know if it's near you. I would say better supervision for parents for, I don't know, perverted antics. I don't know. Yeah, sexual activities in the underage. I don't know.
A major Melbourne swimming centre has been hit by a string of closures due to toileting issues.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was too tame, but there you go.
The swimming pool posted, "Don't let a little poo shut down the pool." It happened 4 days in 1 week.
Jeez. Yeah. Don't be shitting in the pool, please. That would be terrible. And also don't pee in the pool. That's also bad. You shouldn't do that either. Anyway,
unless you pay extra.
Yeah, actually, I saw a video this week of
that reminded you of a video you saw?
It did. I saw a video this week of like the people on holiday in a pool, and they were filming it. And I know this pool had something that if you peed, the water around you would turn purple. And this woman was there with her friends. She took some steps backwards, so she was standing by herself in this pool area, and this dude was walking past her, and as he gets past her, the water starts turning purple all around her, and she then just walks back to her friends like nothing happened, and everyone's like, "You're disgusting." So yeah, don't pee in the pool is my tip. It's kind of gross.
That was a prank on the show Trigger Happy TV. He would take swimming lessons or like aerobics classes, and then like partway through would release, and then all of a sudden it would just go all blue and everyone would run away. And
that is, well, there you go. There, maybe it was where he got his inspiration from. I don't know, but it was definitely a reason never to get in a public swimming pool ever again. I feel so.
Yeah.
And now we know kids are shitting in pools, so there you go. Good times.
Well, I mean, we all kind of know, but this is just reminding you that don't shit the pool.
Don't let it happen 4 times in 1 week, please.
When is it okay for your wife to sleep in the same bed with another man?
I mean, different people have different opinions on this. I would say for my wife, not at all. So, you know, but it's each to his own. Each to his own. There's a lot of cooks out there. It's all good. Yeah, no, it's not really. It's not.
I don't know why, but I was gonna say just before when we were talking about the video, because you'd mentioned jumping into before we even get into this story, before you get jumping into the pool, something in last week's episode made me look up the website eFucked.
Hey, don't blame last week's episode.
And I may or may not have discovered one girl, one cigarette.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Well,
which may or may not be everything you hope it is.
I don't know if I have specific hopes about that, to be honest. I feel like I lived my whole life without that, and I'm quite happy. But now here we are.
Yeah, I mean, let's just say that she smokes. She
is smoking.
Well, yeah, she is smoking because she smokes through a different hole, and let's just say that it goes too far.
Oh no. Oh no. I don't remember what was in last week's episode that would make that be something you would find.
You were in the episode.
I mean, I'm glad to inspire you, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, so this woman, I'm not gonna lie, I did click the wrong thing and then had to delay, which I'd partially forgotten to mention that, but then we'll just throw it in anyway. But yeah, so this woman, my wife was in bed with another guy because she insists nothing happened because he likes men.
Oh, one of those guys.
Well, he opened the bedroom door to find them both in the bed together. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like.
I mean, I still wouldn't be super cool with it, I guess, but it would make it a little bit less weird. But yeah, I mean, pretty much he'd have to prove it.
To you by taking
you like, instead. Oh, Dave, you're here. Nice. So, yeah.
It's a very odd thing for you to admit it.
I just don't feel like, I'd be like, okay, it's cool. You're gay, so you can totally be in bed with my wife. No, I'm not. I'm happy with that, even at that. However, the double standard is, would you have an issue with her being in bed with a girl? And every dude's going to be like, no, it's fine. They're just friends. They're just friends. They're not. There's nothing sexual when they're playing with each other. It's all good.
It is kind of funny that this article has an ad for couples counseling in it.
Yes, that's quite ironic. There we go.
Well, I confronted them both and demanded the truth. After a few minutes of denial, my wife finally admitted that they had been intimate.
There you go. I knew it.
But he forgave her, and in the end, and stayed with her. But he never forgot what happened. Yeah. He's tried. I don't know, but he's still with her, so there you go.
Well, yeah, hey, it's
trick worked.
It's weird to find a gay man in your bed with your wife who has been having intimates with your wife, and you're like, it's okay. Fine, I forgive you. Anyway.
Can you just give me $8,000?
I mean, sure. But it's like, why?
I want to buy a Rolex.
All right, I guess.
So yeah, this story is I recently had a friend approach me asking if I could loan him $8,000 so he could buy a Rolex watch. I was a bit taken back by the request since I know for a fact he doesn't make a lot of money, and I was unsure of how he planned to pay me back. On one hand, I want to support my friend. I also know the watch is a symbol of status and that would make him feel good about himself. On the other hand, I'm worried about how he would pay me back if he can't afford it in the first place.
Yeah, that's a thing. Just buy him. Just go to shop and buy him, or go to the online website and buy him a fake one, and be like, "There, I got you a Rolex. Feel good about yourself." And he will. It's all good. Maybe the dude makes a lot of money that he just doesn't tell anyone, and he's testing out your friendship. That's what it could be. It's unlikely.
I don't think that.
It's not very likely, but also, a Rolex, probably not the best choice either. Just do some more research on luxury brand watches.
Well, I think the key point is if you can't afford to buy a Rolex and need to borrow $8,000 from someone, you probably shouldn't buy a Rolex. Like, you don't.
I mean, that is one way to look at it. Yeah. I mean, you don't, but it tells better time than a shitty fucking $2,000 watch. So,
Yeah. Well, what is the most important thing to do if you get fired from work?
Somehow sabotage the company so that it goes out of business a year later. I mean, be respectful when you leave the office. Not do anything to harm your company. Anyway, yeah.
Well, no, this guy's figured out the ultimate thing.
Okay.
He posted a video. He took the news in stride that he was getting let go of and filmed himself going for one final office snack run. And basically took every snack that they had from the office.
Oh, no.
I think it's got to go to the list, like on top of sending abusive emails and threatening to kill everyone. Also steal their snacks. Yeah. They have no argument if you do it before you leave.
Snacks are for all, there's no limit how many you're supposed to take, so it's all good. Yeah. Oh man, that's a good one. Next time, although I do work remotely, so I don't know what I'm going to do, but there you go.
Raid your own pantry.
Yeah. You guys, there's no snacks left. I took them all from my own kitchen.
This poor fucker's got all these chips. Now I've got them. And I already ate them all, so you can't do anything about it.
Yes.
How far or how long into a relationship would you want to know that your girlfriend is an escort?
I mean, before I had to pay the first time. So, probably at the booking stage. No, pretty early on. Yeah, I'd want to know. Like, I can't see it tonight. Got to work. All right, well, cool. Where do you work? At a hotel. At a couple of different hotels. Yeah. You got to know early, I think.
Well, this article says, my girlfriend of 11 years.
Wow.
Broke up with me after I found out that she had been working as an escort. Appropriate reaction from her to break up with you.
I mean, maybe his reaction was maybe he found out because he booked an anonymous escort. He was like, yeah, she's one. He turned up and she was the escort. She was like, you're using escorts. You're fucking dumb, dude. Yeah, I don't know.
He ordered her for a one girl, one cigarette reenactment, and she's like, if you're doing this,
what else are you doing? How many other escorts have you got to smoke cigarettes?
I've been giving you this for free, and then you want to go and pay someone else for it.
Yes, exactly. Or although maybe she's turning around and she's like, now you understand why I took your money every time we had sex.
That would be the ultimate kicker to this story. It was like, oh, okay, now I understand why
it all makes sense now.
I met my ex-girlfriend in college. We were both studying the same major and we hit it off right away. We got together a few months after meeting and it felt like the start of something really special.
Oh.
We were together for almost 11 years and I thought we were going to be together forever. But it all changed when I found out she'd been working as an escort. I didn't want to believe it at first, but the more I looked into it, the more I realized it was true. She'd been seeing clients for the past few months and been making a lot of money. When I confronted her about it, she was honest, admitted she'd been doing it. She said she'd been doing it to make extra money, that it wasn't something she was proud of. I could tell she was ashamed and embarrassed, but I couldn't get past the fact that she'd been lying to me for months. When I couldn't get past the betrayal I felt when we'd been together for 11 years and I had trusted her. To find out she'd been lying to me and working as an escort was too much. I didn't want to be with someone who was willing to do that kind of thing. So we decided to break up. It was hard, but I knew it was the right thing to do.
Yeah. And the great thing in that situation is if you do miss her a lot, you can just pay for an hour and you get to have sex with her and then that's it. You can go home.
And you insist on this being an escort visit, not a...
Yeah. Yeah. Like you already know all the things she will do. So it's like, it's great. You don't even have to like worry. Are you going to be, you're just going to be comfortable. You're just going to be like, all right, let's do it. So anyway, good times.
Well, I side with her because this dickhead didn't put in the details of how he found out or the actual juicy stuff.
It must, he must have found out by either he or one of his friends booked her for a thing, like, or was looking to book an escort and was like, oh, that's Jane.
Imagine how awkward that's going to be to tell your friend. So I booked an escort.
So I found out Jane was an escort. How did you find out? Well, I saw her on the magazine or the website, and then I booked her, and then I went to confirm it was her, and then we had lots of sex, and then I was like, it is you. And she's like, yeah. So that's how I found out, pal. Sorry to tell you. It's like, you could have left out that last part. Anyway.
Well, I was at the local glory hole, and the mumbling, I just knew I'd heard that before. And then that's when he said, Jane, is that you? And then
I'd heard that gagging sound so many times. Anyways, yes. We need to know for future people putting out stories about finding out their girlfriend is an escort. We need to know how you found out and what you did to confirm that it was indeed your lovely lady.
Yeah. Well, what's the appropriate response if an airline, if two customers decide to switch seats?
I guess the appropriate response would be to be like, that's totally fine, go ahead. Because someone's going to be sitting in those seats, but I guess they have something weird going on. That's why we're talking about it. So.
Well, the guy may have been tasered as a result of the whole thing. And it may be because they changed the plane and moved him away from his family. And then so he asked to sit next to his family. Mm-hmm. And the person agreed, and they promptly called the police. He wouldn't move, so they tasered him.
Okay. All right.
And he's also stuck in the other state until I think July when the court thing comes up.
Nice. Yeah. Well, he'll learn his lesson not to request for another passenger to change seats ever again. So.
Yeah, and then the other person, another passenger even went on TV, like did an interview with this guy just to corroborate that, hey, they'd actually agreed calmly and everything, and the airline still, for some ungodly reason, decided to insist that they move.
Does it say what airline this is?
Jetstar, and it's an Australian one, so it's Jetstar.
Okay. All right. I've heard about Jetstar.
Jetstar is second to I can't remember the name of the Indian airline in the most hated airlines, or there was actually, or most complained about or something like that. There was a study done and they came second to thing, which says that they're worse than Ryanair.
Which is an achievement. That's quite impressive. But that's not cool. I mean, to find out that they have tasers and can use them because you change seats is quite weird. So, I don't think we'll be flying Jetstar anytime, unless the goal is to get tasered for some reason.
Well, you will remember Jetstar from being the airline that did put single passengers into the same hotel room.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good stuff. Matchmaking airlines. Yeah. Oh, well. What a pack of dickheads. Well, there you go. Good advertisement. If you want to get tased, just go to Jetstar and ask to change seats with someone. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's say that you wanted to get a tattoo.
Uh-huh.
What would you get?
Probably, I don't know, something probably musical related or something, or some Irish thing or something.
Now, let's say that your partner wanted to get a tattoo and wanted to loan money from you to get that tattoo. What stipulations would you put on to get the money?
I mean, what's happening?
I was so excited to finally be able to get the tattoo that I had been dreaming about for years when I started my first job.
Okay.
I'd saved up all of my spare money for months, but it still wasn't enough to cover. Being short of money, I asked my girlfriend if she could lend me the money to make my dream come true. Little did I know, my girlfriend had a different idea in mind. She told me if I wanted her to lend me money, I had to tattoo her face instead of what I was originally going to tattoo.
I don't think that's a good idea. So, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's match made in heaven.
I wouldn't care how committed or how crazy I was about a person I was in a relationship with. I don't really want them having a tattoo of my face just for lots of reasons. I think it's not going to end well.
Wow. This guy made the smart decision to agree, but because he was going to go to the place himself, he would just go there and change.
All right.
She said it was a way for me to show my commitment to her and that I should just be grateful that she was willing to help me out with this money. She followed him there and I could barely look at her. I felt so embarrassed and ashamed of myself for going along with this. Once the tattoo was done, I was relieved that it was over, but I was still terrified of how people would react when they saw my girlfriend's face tattooed on me. We kept it a secret, and I hated that I had to lie to my friends and family about it. But eventually, people found out, and I felt like a complete fool. Eventually, the relationship ended, and I was left with a permanent reminder of my bad decision.
Yep. That's what happens. That's what happens. Especially when it ends badly. It's like, oh, great. Now I've got this reminder forever.
It's almost like you could see this coming.
Yeah, almost. Only there was a way to be forewarned. Yeah.
Now, let's say that your girl says it's okay to have a threesome. Mm-hmm. What should you avoid doing?
Having it without her. You need to make sure she's involved.
Well, this might be a little bit worse.
Inviting her sister. She did not like that either.
No, but I was in love with a guy and never thinking I'd be in the situation. Little did I know that he'd already planned it out. When I showed up at his place, he'd already invited someone else over. When I asked who it was, he said it was my cousin.
Yep. That's that's how you want to set up all your threesomes, with the other person's cousin. It's totally fine. You'll get on with her. It's good. You know her already. Yeah. So did she go ahead with it? Was it all good?
So I quickly got dressed and ran out of the room and never felt so betrayed in my life. Like, no. Spoil sport.
Could have had the best night ever, but no, you had to go ruin it.
Could have made your cousin's dream come true.
Yeah. Your cousin was fine with it. Why weren't you? So family reunions are going to be fucking awkward from now on.
If you're in court for a crime, what should you not do?
More crime. Probably just keep your mouth shut and say nothing.
Yeah, or run away from the court.
Definitely don't do that. They don't like you doing that. So
a Melbourne dad facing jail time after pleading guilty to 16 charges.
Ooh.
His lawyer claimed that he was too anxious to be in court. So he had various charges, including possession of multiple weapons, evading police, while doing over the speed limit whilst on meth, and stealing thousands of dollars.
All right, cool.
He was involved in a major burglary of a real estate office where he stole two 65-inch TVs, an FPOS machine, or like a credit card machine, and a Surface Studio tablet.
Okay.
Now, this is where he does become quite a genius. So the credit card machine was then used to steal $2,700 by refunding cash onto his own bank card.
Beautiful.
So I have no idea how they were able to catch this guy. He also participated in a second burglary of a home where he stole several credit cards. He then attempted to use the stolen credit cards to go on an online shopping spree for hundreds of dollars of car accessories. But he was tracked down by police with his own phone number, email, and home address to order the purchases with the stolen cards.
Oh man, rookie mistake. What are you doing?
He then got in a high-speed chase with the police, doing double the speed limit. When they stopped his car, a drug test showed he was positive for meth. And he had a flick knife in the car door.
Cool.
He was also driving an unregistered vehicle with a disqualified license and stolen number plates.
It just gets better as it goes. It's like, you're going to be good, buddy. They're not going to throw you in prison. It's all good.
Well, when the judge asked why he was evading the police, he revealed his two teenage daughters were in the car with him.
Okay. I mean, yeah, probably more reason to be a responsible grown-up, but hey, there you go.
Now, his excuse for the bad behavior was parental responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
If his children were the judge said if his children were his first priority, he wouldn't be out driving going double the speed limit. He would pull over for police and wouldn't have weapons on him.
Yep, that's true. But there, I mean, you can't judge the guy. I mean, you don't know. Maybe he needs weapons. Maybe he doesn't like police. With his activities, I wouldn't like police either. Yeah, craziness.
Yeah. Now, a guy's asking for legal advice.
Oh, cool. Because we're good at that around here.
Yeah. After ruining a sensory deprivation tank with his diarrhea.
Oh, all right. I mean, it's got to be a risk. I'm sure he's not the first person who's done that.
It's got to be fun to be laying there just enjoying the sounds in your own diarrhea.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, I'll get that after. It's fine. That's probably part of the process. Everyone just gets diarrhea and shits the fucking sensory deprivation tank.
So he had some feverish hallucinations in the tank and woke up to a horrid smell and the discovery that he was lying in a pool of his own diarrhea. The facility has said that they can't replace it, and so they want him to pay $8,000. They can't disinfect it, so they want him to pay $8,000 to replace it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
according to Reddit, though, that he won't be they believe he won't be liable. This is something their insurance should cover.
Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine so. If you run a business like that, you got to be covered for diarrhea. So it's like special diarrhea insurance for sensory pods. Imagine like you're already embarrassed enough, and then you do the right thing. You don't like just run away. You tell them, "Hey, this happened. Sorry about that." I'm like, "Oh, what? Can I help clean it or whatever?" And they're like, "Give us $8,000." It's not even like they're trying to buy a Rolex. They want to buy a fucking sensory pod. No way, dudes.
It is suspiciously the same amount.
It is. That's weird.
Entirely different countries and different costs, but I don't know.
It's like, we're totally going to replace this, not just like rinse it out with a power washer. So I need $8,000, please.
I mean, what do you do if you're in that situation? So now that we know that you're going to get fined, they're going to try to get the money out of you. How do you react? Say you do shit yourself again in a sensory deprivation tank.
Another time, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What do you actually do?
You just say no. You just say no. They're like, "That's $8,000, please." You're like, "No." No,
but you don't even tell them. You got to run out the door. You're left with two options. You run out the door, or you drink the water to get rid of it.
No, you can't, because it's salt water. So, and then it's got diarrhea in it as well.
The diarrhea dilutes it.
Yeah, I think I think I would just be like, calmly stroll out the door like I fucking own the place. Like, or go somewhere else, because you might need to use the bathroom again. So she's like, "Can I book another one for like next Thursday?" Yeah.
Or just keep this one here. Like, I've already diarrheaed in it, so
that's my pod. I'll use it for my bookings.
Yeah.
Just clean it out though.
Can I prepay for the diarrhea cleaning?
I'm glad that the policy appears to be, though, if somebody like has diarrhea in the pods, they don't clean it. They just get a new one. So that's good, because you don't want to be in a sensory deprivation pod that someone has shit all over.
But then, like, what if someone's pissed in there or anything else?
I think you just assume that happens. I think you just got to assume that there's...
So they can't clean diarrhea, but they can clean the piss out.
No, they just ignore it. They just like... You got to assume that 90% of those sensory deprivation pods have jizz in them, like lots of jizz.
That's why the carpets are sticky.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's one of the reasons.
That
Also,
just made me think of something.
Was it the bukkake party you were at last week?
No. Well, along those lines. So, I mean, yeah. So before we're talking about visiting Australia, there's an amazing establishment that you need to experience real Australia, and that is $2 peep shows, where the carpet genuinely is sticky.
Nice.
And if you're going to be visiting Australia, you need to see the real Australia.
I mean, if it's $2, we could have some fun.
Yeah.
With that. Wow. All right.
Yeah, definitely a place to visit, Dev.
I'm looking forward to coming back.
I'm going to give you the James's Melbourne tour. You've already visited
at 11 p.m.
I mean, you can actually charge people to go on a tour. For instance, where I took you last time with the women of the evening.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I had to write that down. But yeah, the the tour of where we go and this is where that happened, and this is where.
Can't wait to write my TripAdvisor review. James's Melbourne tours. I think that's a good business. Get in being a tour guide, but just like show the sleazy side of the town.
You know how many people would do it? Like seriously,
fucking hundreds. You would be booked out for weeks and months. Honestly,
so. The only problem is I don't know how you actually bring people like a lunch to a group and be like, now everyone, make sure you bring some covers for your shoes because this place. I'm not joking when I say that, like it's. Yeah, it's
Well, all right. I'm gonna bring extra shoes for that day. Just like get some cheap throwaway ones. So like why are you wearing a hazmat suit, Dave? Nothing. Fine. It's fine. Oh, don't fall over. Oh no. It's on your face.
It's like the those SeaWorld shows where they're like the first 6 rows might get wet.
All right. Well, looking forward to the next trip. It's going to be fun.
But yeah, I really feel like even outside of that, there is definitely like tours that you could give people that are real places. Like no one wants to go look at some boring whatever. Like when you can go watch people. This is the street where people illegally pick up street hookers. And if you look to your left, this guy's just picked up a client.
Let's follow them.
No flash photography on the tour. You don't want to startle the people that we're observing.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And then if you could like befriend one of the street pimps and be like, now this is Robbo, the local street pimp. Now he's going to tell you a little bit about what goes on.
Yeah. Robbo's got a 10% discount for everyone on the tour.
Yeah. This is the only tour that provides discounts of
Excellent. I think we've just created yet another new business that's gonna.
There are other cities that have red light district tours, but like because there isn't as much of an actual red light district per se, and you really need someone who knows that these are these dodgy places. And like another thing is that street, that area is like extremely expensive. So you have like if you lived in a house there, you spending millions of dollars, and then meanwhile, obviously you get exclusive access to dodgy street hookers.
That's why it's so expensive. You don't have to go far to see to get the hookers. So you just probably be like stand at your gate and be like, hey, who's open for business? Come over to you. Yeah, I feel like that's a good plan.
Yeah, and then taking them to people to places and being like, okay, now we're entering Vietnam. You'll notice that every single sign is no longer in English; it's actually in Vietnamese.
That's true. That's true. And yeah, lots more fun to be had there. Lots more fun all over the city. I think there's.
It's the real tour that people don't get to see.
The real tour. Honestly, a lot of like tourists want to see that. No, they want that kind of tour. Probably not one for the entire family. The dads will enjoy it.
Good for a nice romantic night out.
Bring the kids. They got to learn it sometime.
And if you had enough people on the tour, you could like hire people to be like have someone as a street hooker there. We always wanted to film a prank and like prank the police because the police drive around there all the time. But say that you actually knew a woman who was there, and you picked them up on the side of the street. And you deliberately did it in such a way where they stopped, leaned into the window, and were talking to you. But you're like, but this is my sister. Like, why am I not allowed to pick my sister up in the street? And then have the police have to.
That would be fun. Yeah. Yeah. Trying to explain that one would be an interesting video.
No, they have to explain, because you are not doing anything wrong. You're going out of your way to make it look like you are, but you're not doing anything wrong.
No, I get that, but the like them coming up and being like, "Well, officer, this is my sister." But wait, why are you picking up your sister on this street? Like there's a lot of comedy in that.
Well, she was walking home, so Yeah. Is my sister not allowed to?
She was out working tonight. Had to pick her up. What's her job? She works in a chemist. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, you need to get someone who has like a clean thing too, so that again, there is literally you're literally doing nothing wrong, so they have nothing that they can do, and they can't really even accuse you of anything. But then they can like try to imply whatever, and you can be like, "Well, I'm allowed to be here."
If you were here half an hour ago, then I would have been in trouble. But this time, no. If you caught me Thursday, there you go. That would have been a big score, but you didn't. So tough. Yeah.
Well, what's the worst experience you've had on an Airbnb?
I mean, just weirdness, just weirdness. The host like breaking down crying one time, like about her life. I was like, oh, okay, well, I gotta go. See ya. That was weird. Besides from that, it's all good.
My parents dated one that had a eviction notice on it. Like the people that were there. Obviously, I guess either renting it out or owned it or whatever were getting evicted, but it hadn't been evicted yet, so they could still stay there and I guess rent it out. But it had the notice though.
I caused an Airbnb incident one time, actually. So I got to California. I drove to my Airbnb and I was super jet lagged and tired and not really thinking. And like the landline phone rang and I answered it. Because I was out of it. I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. So I answered the phone. I was like, hello? It was the person's mother was calling them. And like, there was nobody else in the house at the time. So I was just there by myself. And the mom thought that like I was some sort of killer who'd broken into the house and had like kidnapped her daughter. And
so the mom had good instincts.
The mom freaked out and ruined my entire plan for the weekend. No, it was weird. Like the host was like trying to lecture me and everything. And the next day I was like, I didn't even like, it was just instinct. The phone rang, it wouldn't stop fucking ringing. So I picked it up. And that was that. So anyway, it's major incident time. So I haven't used Airbnb since then, to be honest.
Well, this might change your thing. So a person posted on TikTok that they were basically Airbnb contacted them and said, "Get out right now. Don't notify the hosts. Immediately leave without telling the host."
Okay.
We checked our Airbnb website messages and got a message from Airbnb telling us to immediately check out. The host does not know about this situation, and they will not know until we leave, and to contact Airbnb as soon as we get out of there. They said they had no idea what was going on, so we just packed our stuff, got out of there, and asked questions later. Then the person said that it seemed like the host was attempting to get ahead of Airbnb's warnings to leave after we left the Airbnb, I saw a message from our host saying if we get any suspicious or weird messages from Airbnb to just discard them. Later we went and we were grabbing some coffee and the host gave us a call. He didn't even know we'd left. Someone had actually sent him the video. So the first video that they posted where it said they left. And he told us on the phone that allegedly a previous Airbnb guest the other day had told Airbnb some very dangerous and inaccurate things about his Airbnb. So I don't know what happened because Airbnb will not tell us any specifics. They only told us our host violated terms of services and guidelines in Airbnb's policy.
Okay.
They said, I have no idea what happened. We only know what the host told us, but it was scary. And now we're at a nice hotel, so it worked out. So thanks, Airbnb, for this super sick hotel room. Kind of funny that Airbnb kicks you out into a hotel room.
It's kind of unusual. Not what you'd expect. You'd think that they would hook you up with another Airbnb nearby if they could. But yeah,
you would think that would be the that they would be like, okay, let's find the best Airbnb nearby and put you there.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be pretty scary to get a message saying, get out of that.
Do not talk to the people.
Yeah. Don't ask questions. Just fucking leave. Yeah, that sounds pretty bad. You're thinking a lot of bad things right there once that happens.
Also, imagine you're leaving and like the host sees you. That would be like, oh, why are you packing your bags and leaving when you were just got here?
Yeah, that could be awkward. Oh no, we're just taking our bags to the
especially
car.
If they're the kind of person that Airbnb thinks you need to get out of there so fast.
Yep.
You would think that.
Yes, indeed, you would definitely not want to have that confrontation. Yeah, I mean, look, hey, thankfully everyone was fine, and maybe it was just this is a problem as well. It could be just some vindictive guest who stayed and was like, I didn't like it. I want my money back, so I'm going to tell them you tried to kill me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, give me my money back. And he's like, I'll give you your money back. They'll never fall for that. And then they did, because they do. They just go with whatever the customer says. So yeah, definitely an issue. But that would scare the crap out of you, that message. And then, yeah, you'd be like, oh no, what if he sees us leaving? What if he's an axe killer or something? And you're like trying to get out to your car with your bags. And yeah, you can't really just leave unsuspiciously. He's going to know what you're doing. So.
Especially if his cameras are on.
Yeah, if he's got them set up correctly, he's going to know. So.
Yeah. Well, finally, why should you not use dating apps to meet women?
Why should you not? Because they're all usually like middle-aged men pretending to be women.
Other than that,
on the apps.
Some people would say that was a bonus.
Some people would. Maybe another reason is because all they want from you is $8,000 to go buy a Rolex. So, I'm thinking.
No. So this person met last month a person on an app, invited her over. When she arrived at my place, I realized I got catfished. She looks different from her picture.
Okay. Pretty standard these days.
We still got our clothes off and we proceeded to have sex because she wasn't really my type. I couldn't stay hard for more than a minute. Okay. Sure, make fun all you want. She, of course, was disappointed that I couldn't do the deed and proceeded to ask me to finger her. So I did, and after a few minutes, she said it was painful and asked me to stop, which I did immediately. She said she felt a sharp pain, so I got her a grab and gave her $650 to get it checked. Later on, she showed me a pic of her lady part with a cut and said she got that cut during the time I was using my fingers on her, in brackets, probably because of my nail. She said she needed to be hospitalized for checks.
Okay.
The next morning, the doctor said he wanted her to stay in the hospital longer. She then said I should be responsible for my actions. I asked what estimated bill was, and she said it would cost $4,000. And I should probably pay at least $1,500, which is the deposit of the hospital. So I transferred another $850 to her on top of the $650, so it works out to $1,500. The first red flag is this: the $650 was to one payment thing, the $850 to a different payment type. Both names are different. So her name on different payment apps are different. She claimed one of them is her IC name. I don't know what that means. It became quiet for quite a few weeks until March, when she contacted me and asked that I paid the rest of the bill. She had to borrow the rest of the money from her friends to pay the bill. Now, here's the strange part. She's 20, and because she's under 21, her hospital bill was sent to her parents. Now, her parents are angry and demanded to know the guy who's responsible for this, in brackets, me. Apparently, because I've committed a great sin of being intimate with her, she said I would have to marry her or else there would be interference from certain people.
Okay. Yeah.
Obviously, I wasn't the first guy she was being intimate with. She even told me her last sexual experience was last year. Secondly, the app is a hookup app, so she knows her actions are very much sinful. I also checked with another friend of mine who also got a cut in her lady part during intimacy, and her total bill with checks came up to $600. She even said that a maximum cost is $1,000. I'm really lost on what to do now. I don't know if I'm being extorted and that I should make a police report.
Yeah. If you don't know, you for sure are being extorted, and you should not marry this woman, or and also you should maybe trim your nails every now and then if this is an issue for you. But that's a side point. But yeah, I feel like you should know that there's something dodgy going on with the payments being to different names. To it seems it's probably different, but it just seems like he was like, oh, you cut your lady parts. Here's $650. See you later. Like I need more money. Oh, okay. Here's some more money.
That also seems just a bit absurd.
Too easy, it's just too. There's no pushback or anything. It's just like, so I just gave her money. It's all good. And if you do that with people who are scamming you, they're just going to keep coming looking for more until you eventually grow some balls and be like, no, there's no more fake cut vagina money. So, yeah.
Oh, so the website is seeking arrangements. So I guess that they had organized to do it. But then she's catfished him. So I feel like he'd already agreed to pay a certain amount too. But also cut your nails for one.
Yeah, you don't have to get a professional job. Just trim them a little bit.
But also, who knows multiple people who've been hospitalized from getting their lady parts cut up by nails. Like
this one guy apparently is at the epicenter of all of that happening.
I would almost go out on a limb that he did it to the other girl, and then he's told this girl that happened.
If If that's true, he needs not just to trim his nails, but to work on his technique just a little bit. Needs to research what he's doing wrong. Let me just get this pointy nail in position here.
So I think it's either he's told the first girl about there being another girl that this happened and she got hospitalized and he paid and didn't mention prices. Or they thought let's see how much we can get out of it. Or he's told the next girl this happened, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, no, it's only 600."
It does seem like that. Either of those could be possible. Yeah, that's definitely. This could all have been resolved. 1, he trimmed his nails. 2, he had better technique, and 3, he wasn't a fucking idiot. So all of those things would need to be taken care of going forward.
Or even if you have long nails, because lots of women have long nails, you got to just be careful with it. Like,
yeah, just be gentle and not so. Just don't be so excited.
Well, I mean, the other thing as well is that what are they going to do, even if they demand more money? So what?
Yep. I agree. It seems like seemed like this guy was just taken for a ride, not the kind he was expecting either. Like just they're scamming him. That's all, bro. They found an easy target, and this is an argument for street hookers because you actually see what you're getting. You see what you're getting. They kind of know what they're up
price
to.
First.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about not getting it up and then destroying their sides.
Yeah, and they get they're so experienced, they know they'll just get you there in a couple of minutes anyway. So even if you're only going to last a minute, they'll get you there. It's fine.
Or this is also an advertisement for guys who are into really weird stuff, who might be willing to pay that amount, who are like, yeah.
There you go. That is another possibility, which is equally as valid as all the others. So yeah, I don't know. It's almost like there's weird people out there doing weird shit all the time and getting. I mean, why would you even put this story out in public as well? Like, it's another thing. We say it every week. Why would you tell people about this?
I mean, he's obviously stuck and doesn't know how to move forward.
And he's got a lot of issues. There's a lot of things he needs work on. And I feel like he should come on our tours that we're going to set up. He will learn a lot of lessons.
A $2 peep show.
Secret special class: how not to cut someone's lady parts with your nails.
we give you all the inside information of how to cut your nails.
The 6-week class, you got to come every Thursday. Not like you just come to the class. Not anyway. You gotta go to class every Thursday for 4 hours each Thursday, and it's $3,000 registration fee, and then another $800 every week. You pay James 1 week and me the next week. That's how it works. Yeah.
There's actually someone. I just looked up the $2 peep show. There's someone complaining that there isn't some in other states of Australia.
Nice. Well, there you go. It's only $2, but then by the time you visit them all, that's a lot of money. And then you can upgrade, hopefully, to like a $4 peep show. If there isn't, then that's a new business we need to look into. $4 peep shows with higher class carpet cleaners and stuff. And
one thing what you'll like is there's the longest running cinema in Australia is actually now has been turned into a porn cinema. So
nice. There you go. It always comes back to porn one way or the other.
It didn't start as one, but
yeah, but it was always destined to be one. Yeah, I actually think that's a really good idea. Like the tours. There you go. We'll have to check them out the next time we're hanging out on a Friday night. just cruising for street hookers. There you go.
I mean, document it because we pretty much normally do it anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. So just looked it up as well, and it's like here's a list of adult entertainment services nearby, and it's like all these like Kitten Club, Sex as Sin,
Everyone knows Kittens. Kittens is like a famous strip club.
But right at the bottom of the list, like the third from the bottom, is brothel. That's all. They just didn't go for the name. Just call it brothel. That's fine. Just not fuck around. What's near Club X $2 peep show? The Melbourne tourist information.
We should go into the tourist information and ask.
I'm looking for something that's $2.
Has a sticky floor.
Oh yeah, fantastic! I love that. The citizens or tourist information is there. That's great.
That does remind me that we went to the. We did a road trip when I was 18 with friends, and we asked a guy on the street, "Oh, where should we go?" And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, this strip club is the only place that's open on this night."
Nice.
Like we just were asking for like general tourist information, and the guy's like,
"Go strippers." Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Well, I've got to do a lot of research into this $2 thing and start saving up money for when we do go, because $2 is a lot of money. So thanks for the ideas and the nightmares that I will surely have after this episode.
Did you cut your nails?
I'm gonna get the nail clippers out. It's gonna be fine.
Been years, but
it's been years, but and then I got to work on my technique as well. I gotta find someone who'll teach me. All good.